All right, so recently you've probably noticed AI is getting integrated into a lot of consumer software, and you might not be like super enthusiastic about this because like a lot of people have concerns about how their data is going to be used and whether their data will stay private. And also, it's unclear like how is this integrated tool going to improve over just having ChatGPT, which you can copy paste stuff into and out of. So today I want to demo. It's essentially a integrated generative tooling that is integrated into like LibreOffice Writer in the form of an extension. It's called localwriter, and it will just let you run a language model on your own computer and edit documents in very powerful ways using two simple tools. So the first tool I have to show you is called extend selection. And the idea is that it will just take any highlighted text and it will use a very smart language model to extend that however it thinks it would be extended. So an example of one way you can use this is to come up with like stories or poems. So I can just say outline of like science fiction story, and then we'll also, to give it the right idea, we'll give it the first bullet point. So we begin generation using Control Q, and we'll see what we get. Yeah, and it starts telling us about some interesting what is it? We have two kingdoms which are connected by a lake. Okay, yeah, I think this could be a science fiction story. And then like let's say that from here, I could have it like describe the characters more. So we can say like detailed character biographies. We'll also actually remove the plot section for now. Okay, and then we'll call extend. Actually, we don't need this colon. We'll do extend selection again. And okay, we're starting to get some stories about these characters right here. Okay. I think like these are maybe not very good. This is not maybe a very good story. It might be what one might consider slop, but that's okay. The point is that it's powerful enough to do this. So there's like many tasks you can probably think of where it would be nice to have this kind of autocomplete. Even if you're just like you're writing your own story and you're like kind of bouncing ideas off the wall, or like you're trying to think of like filler stuff, right? Like because like I feel like when you're writing a story, you might be more interested in certain parts of it than others as the author. Maybe that's controversial. I don't know. Anyway, so that's extend selection. The other tool that I have to show you is called edit selection. So let's pretend you're writing an email to your colleague, and your colleague like isn't doing their job, so you need to like ask them to do it. And your initial tone came out kind of not very nice, but you wanna be like nicer. So So here's an email. I think it's this is not a super friendly email. It's not necessarily unprofessional, but let's say you want it to be friendlier. So we select it, and then Control E is the extend selection. Now we have our dialog for editing, and we're going to say make the tone of this email much more friendly. And you press enter, and it's sent to the language model, and here we go. So we have our new email. And it seems quite friendly now, actually. I would say this would be friendly and professional. So yeah, you can just type in whatever you want, and it will edit the original thing that you had highlighted and replace it with whatever like instructions you gave it. The language models don't always perfectly understand, so that's always going to be a limitation that you face. And with the larger and more powerful language model, generally you'll get they'll understand better. But this is not a big language model. The language model that I've been using for this demo is OpenChat 3.5, which is only 7 billion parameters. So it fits into 8 gigabytes of VRAM, so like a 1070 Ti or like many modern graphics cards. Should also be possible on like Mac Metal. You can also run them on CPU, but you'll get a much slower inference speed, but still actually usable for many tasks. So really anyone with like a modern laptop with 8 gigs of RAM is going to be able to use localwriter. And it uses, for the backend, like for the language model, it uses something called text generation web UI, which you'll have to set up. But once that's running, then you can just open up LibreOffice Writer, and you'll have these tools. You can see up here they're hotkeyed to Control Q and Control E. So I hope you enjoyed this demo. And yeah, let me know, I guess, in the replies if you have any sort of feedback or like you want new features or something to that effect.